What's up, my friends? Chaz with Coach Chaz Fitness here, bringing you another video brought to you by our friends over at funsforyourlife.com. Today's going to be intermittent fasting, one of my personal favorites. I still use this nutritional method myself, just because the benefits of it, for me, feel incredible. So, intermittent fasting. Before I dive into what this is, as with any of my videos, this is all based on my personal experience. I'm giving you information to try out, implement it on yourself for a couple weeks, and see how you feel with it. This is not going to work for everybody. It works for me, it may not work for you. Same thing with the other videos I've done, the paleo video, the carb cycling video, and the if it fits your macros video. These are all just different styles of eating. Find the one that works best for you. Fasting. We all fast every single night when you're sleeping. If you sleep for 8 hours, you just fasted for 8 hours. Your body's not getting any food. It's during this fasted state that our body is running low on carbs and sugars, so our body has to start using body fat as a fuel source, because body fat is stored energy and it's a very slow burning fuel. So the whole idea behind intermittent fasting is you extend that window of fasting, so when you're awake and you're doing this extra fasting, your body doesn't have those carbs and sugars to grab onto right away for that energy, so it has to use your stored body fat. That's typically why I'm going to get into the eating window here. This is why they recommend this one. So, different methods to doing this. First is a 24-hour fast. This one is recommended 1 to maybe 3 days a week if you want to go that much. But start with 1 day a week. Just don't eat food. I know it sounds crazy to some people. You just have to trust the system. It does work. So when you're in a state of fasting, you want to make sure your water intake is increased. You want to drink a ton of water. Keep your body hydrated, because it's not getting as much water from the foods that we typically eat. Another thing when you're in a fasted state is your adrenaline and your HGH, human growth hormone. Both those things increase. That's a good thing that we want. Burning that body fat and building that lean muscle. So that's the first thing. 24-hour fast is recommended 1 to 3 days a week. Another one is a 19-5 routine. That means that you are fasting for 19 hours and you have a 5-hour eating window, which is great. If your schedule can allow for you to squeeze in that much food in the 5 hours, perfect. Now keep in mind, just because you're shortening your eating window does not mean you're cutting out your daily needs. You're still eating the same amount of food that you would normally eat on any other day. You're just eating it in a less amount of time. The most common, and what I recommend people start with, is a 16-8 routine. You're fasting for 16 hours and you have an 8-hour eating window. I personally like the 12 to 8 p.m. time frame. Now, the whole idea behind this is, this one's nice too because you are sleeping through most of your fast. So let's say you have your last meal at 8 p.m. You go to bed, your next time that you're going to eat is 12 p.m., noon the next day. So let's say you sleep for 8 hours. Awesome. You just slept through half of your fast, because it plays a mental game on you, because eating is so mental sometimes. Eat from emotion and boredom more than anything. So you go to bed, your last meal is just 8 p.m., you wake up 8 hours later, and you have 8 hours to go until that noon time frame rolls around. Throughout those other 8 hours of fasting during the morning time when you're awake, your body doesn't have the fuel from your food, because typically most people, we eat breakfast at like 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So your body grabs onto that breakfast food and starts using it as fuel. But without that breakfast food, your body is in this fasted state. You just slept all night and you burnt all your carb and sugar stores. So when you wake up and you're fasting for those other 8 hours, your body uses stored body fat, which is a slow burning fuel source, to start burning that, which is incredible. And one thing with this too, the biggest benefit that I saw when I first started implementing it was You would think that without eating breakfast and not eating until noon, which is almost lunchtime for a lot of people, you would think that you would be exhausted and fatigued and tired. It's actually the opposite. At least for me, like I said, this may not work for some people, but for me, the mental clarity was amazing. My energy was through the roof. Like I said, that adrenaline, human growth hormone increases, that's a good thing. Those are the two biggest things that I got out of it, and that's why I still do it today. Not to mention, it's extremely beneficial for cutting body fat. Like I said, this is why I've been using it too. Your core starts to feel so tight and awesome. So 12 to 8 eating window is what I recommend, which is a 16-8 protocol. 16 hours fasted, 8-hour eating window. Like I said, you're still eating the same amount of food that you would normally eat. So if you're using like MyFitnessPal or something and you have to hit certain numbers, you still hit those numbers, just do them in a short amount of time. That's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. It's a very simple protocol to follow. Just eat between 12 and 8, make sure you're getting enough calories, protein, carbs, and fats. And just enjoy the benefits. Really pay attention to it. Pay attention to your energy levels, your mental clarity. Pay attention to how tight your core feels. I think you'll enjoy it. So for those of you in my Facebook groups, if you are watching this video and you want to implement intermittent fasting but you have specific questions, you guys know you can reach out to me. That's what I'm here for, as your coach. Aside from that, this has been Coach Chaz. Be sure to check out our sponsor, fundsforyourlife.com. It's a crowd fundraising website that is helping a ton of people with medical bills, education needs, new business startups, whatever you need to start a fundraiser for. It's a free website and amazing company to use, so I highly recommend them. This has been Coach Chaz Fitness. Live in excellence, my friends.